Hello and welcome back to another speed build video. My name's Jess and today I'm building a Newcrest on a 20 by 15 lot, and today's build is just a really cute tiny home that actually ended up being perfect for a gardener sim. So definitely would recommend that if you download this build, but of course it works for any sim at all. So here you can see I'm just building a little lattice pergola on the top of this build, and I do change it up a little because I didn't like this particular look of it. But I'm so happy with how this build turned out, and it's actually not only is it a tiny home, it's a micro home, so it's only 32 tiles, and so you get all the benefits of that in the game. And this build actually came from my own personal gameplay, so usually I don't actually play in my houses other than to playtest them, just because that's not my style of gameplay. I like to have tiny houses that, so basically I get all the benefits that come from them. It feels like it's cheating without cheating, so I always like to play in a tiny house. So it's just kind of fun to share this, and you can get an idea of my own personal game style. But you can see I've added in a few garden beds to the front of the build, and I love how that looks. I think it's so cute. And then there is just enough room for a fire pit. I do have to test if it's functional, just because there's quite a bit I have to test in this house, just because of course it is a micro home, so I had to squish everything together. So definitely we'll do a bit of that, and I will make any adjustments needed before I upload it to the gallery. But you can see I'm adding in my favorite bush from Get Together to just surround the exterior of the build. I really like that bush just to kind of outline the yard with that extra tile space. I think it's just the perfect bush for it. And here you can see I'm starting on the landscaping, and for this landscaping I definitely wanted to go a little crazy. I wanted there to be color. I didn't want it to look natural. I wanted it to stand out and look like somebody spent a lot of time keeping up the garden and really liked all different kinds of flowers. So I'm so happy with how this little landscaping area came together. And honestly, my favorite landscaping just is a combination of base game and cottage living. I feel like both in live edit, but I feel like they just have the perfect flowers, and everything just seems to suit each other perfectly. I don't know, I just really like it. So if you are a builder, and you're a little bit stuck on landscaping, I definitely recommend checking out just base game and cottage living. I just feel like they pair together so perfectly. So you can see I did have to move quite a bit down with the tool mod, just because the terrain was elevated, and that always causes a few issues, but was able to sort it out. And in the backyard, I did just a bit of landscaping with some of the space I had left, but I did want to add in a few items for gameplay. So there's just enough room to add in let's see, it's going to be a little bit before I add it in. So we'll start first with the table. So there's a little table area, which I really like, and adding in that lattice from Parenthood, I just think brings it together so nicely and adds in just a little element that it needed of a little decor item. And then I went ahead and did a little barbecue area. Again, I just wanted to add items that would work well for gameplay and just kind of made this feel like a lived-in home. And of course, I had to add in a few trash cans, and there's the perfect area, but I did add in a chicken coop and a swing, which is kind of crazy considering this is a 20 by 15 lot, but there was just enough room. I do have to play test them to make sure they work, but I just thought that they would add in so much for gameplay and definitely made this feel like a cute little cottage, which was exactly what I was going for. But now we're actually moving on to the interior. And one thing I wanted to mention is I am coming back from a bit of a break. I just didn't post a video on Wednesday because we are still in the holiday season, and I just needed a little bit of a break from my normal posting schedule. But so anyways, I hope you had a good Christmas if you celebrate, and hopefully you have some fun plans coming up for New Year's. I personally am just going to spend it with my family. We usually do a game night together, which I always think is a ton of fun. I'm a big board game fan, So I really like whenever anyone gets together and wants to actually play some board games. So I'm very, very excited to spend the time with my family. So let me know if you have any fun plans, anything that is sort of a tradition for your family, or if you're just staying home and hanging out by yourself. But you can see I started on the little bedroom area, and this is only a single bedroom, so only one sim can live here if you want them to be able to sleep. But I thought that would just suited this build perfectly, and I did want there to be a little built-in area that really felt like a bedroom but still could work as part of a room, since you can't have just a 1x3 room and fit a bed into it. So having the curtains up, I think, separates it perfectly. But we still get enough space to have a living room. So I did put a few plants on the windowsill, and I really like how that looked, and added in a few lighting pieces there as well. And I'm using this couch from Parenthood, and I love it. I think it's just exactly what this build needed, and I carried in the colors from the exterior with the light blue throughout this build, and so I just really, really love that little couch. I think it brings the living room together. Really, really like how this room turned out. But you can see I'm adding in just a TV, a stereo, or a gramophone, and I just love this little living room. This whole bedroom living room area is definitely my favorite part of the build. I really, really love how it turned out, and I think that it just really set the tone for the rest of this build. Now, in my own personal gameplay, I didn't have this as decorated as I did for this video, but I actually was able to fit in 2 different beds. So instead of having a living room, I had like 2 bedrooms. And so that definitely made me think it would be fun to try and do a micro home with like a whole family, to see if you can fit in like even 4 people into a micro home. So it's definitely something I think that will be coming to the channel soon, when I'm kind of wanting a challenge, a little bored with normal building. It's always nice to have a challenge here and there just to change it up, keeps things fresh. So let me know if you'd be interested, or if you've tried it before, if you've maybe been successful at building a house with that many that's suitable for that many people. I have made a like 64 tile home that I think could fit 5 people, but that's the most I've ever been able to do. So anyways, moving on to the kitchen, you can see I went ahead and kept with the light blue kind of theme throughout, and I love these cabinets from Cottage Living. They're just perfect for builds like this. And I did have quite a bit of a difficult time trying to get this to look like how I wanted it to, but I'm really happy with how it ended up. It's a little simple, but I think exactly what it needed. So all that's left is the dining room, and that actually means we're coming to the end of the build. So I want to thank you so, so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, a great holiday season. Enjoy your New Year's. Thanks again for watching. Bye.